Hey, this is Jenny Jones, Digital Growth Hacks Club. Ooh, I have a good one for you guys today. Hopefully, you guys are tuning in. Let me know where you guys are tuning in from. Let me know where you're at. Let me know how this Easter weekend is going for you. Let me know what you've bought. Let me know what kind of tools you're looking at as we get ready to host. I haven't did a live in a while, um, but I am back, getting back into live season. Right, I've been out, haven't did one, I think maybe one since I've gotten back from New York. Let me know where you guys are chiming in from. And I appreciate you guys showing up on a Saturday. Man, Saturdays are hard. It's hard for me. There's so much going on during the week, um, that it seems like Saturdays are the only time I can get an opportunity to come and share with you guys. So let me know where you guys are chiming in. Make sure you guys give me that thumbs up for that Jenny Juice. Want to make sure that we get the channel flowing right. Let me know who's all here. Who's here? Who's from my community that's here? My ride or diers, which I really do appreciate you guys showing up. Who is here? Hey, Joyful Stamping is here. C Store in the house. What's up, C Store? Integrity 2. Hey, Integrity. Tall Boy? We have an appearance from Tall Boys is here. What? Pre-code camp is in the house. What's up? Thank you guys for joining us. Listen, I am waiting for the founder to join the studio. He's from Indiana. Well, now he's not from Indiana, but Pre-code is from Indiana. Let me just ping him. He's probably got the times mixed up. Um, um, let me see. I'm gonna do something. And I was just having this discussion. I get a lot of feedback from my internal community and talk to a lot of members there on a daily. Right, we're always, and I don't think there's a day that goes by we don't talk about tools. We're thinking about doing a next week. We're gonna do next week. We're gonna do something. Here's what I'm gonna say. Next week is going to be epic, right? Um, I'm going to be doing a giveaway, which if you don't know, you actually need to be a member of this channel, at least a Hack Pack 3 and above, or belong to my private community of Hack Pack 4 and above. So hold on. He's calling me. Hold on. Uh-oh, something's wrong here. Hold on. Let me put it on mute. Hey, sorry about that. Wanted to make sure. Listen, these founders, man, they're like, dude, I got 100 things going on. I'm like, hey, man, this was a good date for you. This is what you said, right? You said we were good Easter weekend. I was like, hey, let's do it. But he's gonna make up for it, right? I'm gonna try to see if I can get him to give some away for free. I don't know if that's gonna happen, but I'm gonna try anyway. So Big Kev is in London. Have you guys ever heard Big Kev's accent, man? I wish I had that dude's accent, man. He's like, yeah, this is Kev. And I'm like, wait, what? So I'm just being funny. Hey, Johnny Kang is here. Johnny Kang has the most difficult questions. So his questions on a scale from 1 to 10 are like 11 and a half, right? So I'm just giving him a hard time for some of the people that I know here. Mark Rodriguez is in the house. So listen, so Mark, I am going to send you a link. So I'm going to have Mark join, and he's already been using Meetn. I'm going to wait until the founder gets on, and then I'm going to pull Mark. So I'm going to send you a link and allow you to come on. And I want you to kind of share what your experience is versus some of the others, because we've had Meet Hour. I've tested about just about every LTD tool out there, and I want you to be able to share. So I am going to pull you on, Mark. So I'm going to pull you on. Now, the founder, he was on his way to a studio, or I think the dog ate his laptop or something. I'm going to give him a hard time, right? But he's just called me. He's like, hey, dude, I'm coming. Where's it at? Oh, I got to send him the link again, too. Everybody needs a link again when it's time to go. So I'm pulling that up. So next week, now here's what I'm going to tell you, right? You guys may not know this, but next week is going to be epic, right? To me, next week is going to be almost Black Friday-ish, right? It's going to be so much juice. If you remember this channel, you are getting ready to, you guys know how I give you the Jenny juice. Next week is going to be fire, right? Hopefully my boy out there, Cold Crush Media, is listening in. He's a member of the community. He's also a member of my kind of my inner circle thing, and he's a full stack member. We're gonna do something epic. I'm just letting you know now. So you can't say you didn't know. You can't say you did not know, right? So if Rick, you got to put in your name and your contact or whatever, and then that'll allow you to do whatever. So if you can hear me, you got to put in your name and your contact information. So let me make sure I send Mark an invite. All right. So hopefully you can let me see. I'm gonna pull him in. Hold on, let me see. I'm gonna pause you guys 1 second. We're just trying to get these logistics. Hold on. I just want to make sure he's good. So give me 1 second. All right, sorry about that. So it's got signals mixed up here. So let me, Mark, I'm going to send you an invite. Is anybody else from my inner community has been using Meetn? Let me know in the chat. I can get you on as well. I kind of want to start doing something different. Um, I want to be able, if people are using the tool and they're saying things, I want people to hear from the horse's mouth. I mean, it's getting hard in these LTD streets, right? So I want people to be able to hear from people that's actually using the tool. One thing you guys need to know about me is I keep it 100 on this channel, as Adrian would say in my community. She just loves it because I keep it 100. So that's what I do. So Mark, I'm sending you an invite link. I had the founder, he was still having some technical problems, so I had to send him another invite as well. So anyway, so again, let's go back to next week, Monday, right? I'm gonna a couple of things. I'm gonna give you guys kind of Freddie's in the house. A couple of things I want to give you guys a hint of what's gonna drop. I'm gonna have my first ever giveaway, free tool, right? I've tested the tool out, and you know me, right? You guys know how I am. I took the tool and hacked it with another tool. I'm going to give you the tools that I hacked it with, but I'm at least give you at least one more of the tools that I hacked it with. And that's going to be my Easter Bunny $1 million hack, right? I'm going to do that. I'm going to show you guys that based off the new tool that we're going to be giving away. So that's supposed to be happening. So let me see if hey Maria, how you doing? Let me see if I can add. Hopefully Rick is good, man. Rick's you're killing me, man. You're killing me.
There we go.
Hey, listen, Rick, man, I protected you from the community because my community they are super hyped, super focused. I said, man, we got your Rick stuff is straight. Got to make sure he's good to go. So Rick is joining us. He is the CEO of Meetn Now. Rick, we are going to have a special guest, Mark Rodriguez from my community. Now, hopefully he behaves, because if he doesn't, I'm gonna have to kick him off. He knows, right? So, but what I mean by that is he has been the most vocal in our community, in our community, and to me, like, dude, I love this meeting tool. I'm like, okay, it's just another tool. He says, no, you don't understand, blah, 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 blah. I said, dude, I'm gonna get you on the channel. So he's gonna come on. But I wanted to first, before he comes on, and I'm gonna come back later, guys, and I'm gonna wrap up what's going on this next week. But since we have Rick here, and it's a Saturday, it's Easter weekend, let's get into it here. And then, oh yeah, so who do we have here? Who's this?
This is Ellie.
Ellie.
It's she is a mini golden doodle, and she wanted to be part of the show.
A mini golden doodle.
A mini golden doodle. Yes. Okay, down.
So we have CEO Rick. He's from Meetn here. Rick, kind of give us, I'm gonna put you on a single shot here. Kind of give us your elevator pitch of what Meetn is. And I'm gonna ask some questions you guys got to be prepared for this, because I got his backstory. I'm gonna give him opportunity to share his backstory, but I'm gonna give us a 67 elevator pitch of what Meetn is.
All right. Well, ever since the pandemic, everyone's using video meetings, for meeting. Before the pandemic, it was kind of weird. You wouldn't really invite a person to a video meeting, maybe a webinar, but not a video meeting. But nowadays, everyone's doing video meetings for meetings. And I'm a software developer, been doing it all my life. And it just seemed to me that there was an opportunity, because all of these big meeting tools, they'll help you do a meeting, but they don't really help you succeed in your meeting. And so I figured there was a chance for us to do it better and earn our share of the marketplace. And just from a business strategy standpoint, I'll tell you, one reason I like this marketplace is that there are no network effects fighting against us. It doesn't matter how many people are using Zoom. It doesn't matter how many people are using Teams or Google Meet or whatever. You're going to use whatever meeting service you were invited to use for that particular meeting. So as long as we know how to sell, we can gain market share and we can grow. And if we can be profitable, we can keep on growing and grow and grow and grow. And so the idea here is to be a lot like Zoom and Google Meet and so on, so people are familiar with it. But then to also try to do every little thing just a little bit simpler, a little bit easier, and to some degree more powerfully too. And so with Meetn, you can preload your sales and marketing content, your slides, your videos, your audios. You can create pop-ups that promote whatever you're promoting. And then at Meetn time, since those are all preloaded, you just click and your slide is shown, or you click and your video plays, or you click and the call to action pops up. And so our first goal as a product is to be a better Zoom than Zoom. And we still have some more work to do, but we're in the neighborhood. And then our next goal is to become a better Streamyard than Streamyard, but it'll take a while. We have to run before we walk. And then eventually, who knows? We want to be a better webinar tool than any webinar tool. We want to be a better Loom than Loom. And these are all things that are synergistic together. So it's within our reach as we mature as a company and a product. So that's the overview.
Thanks, Rick. Now, that wasn't an elevator pitch. That was more of a presentation, but we take it anyway. We accept it.
Maybe I'm in the Burj Khalifa going up the elevator. It's a long elevator.
No, I'm just kidding. I think that's great, because it gives us an insight. So I'm curious to know. You said, "Hey, we're trying to be a better Zoom than a Zoom. We're trying to be a better StreamYard than a StreamYard." Those are some those are some onions, man. That's you
Oh
you
yeah,
you you so
yeah.
when you say that, let's park on the Zoom one. You're saying we want to be a better Zoom than a Zoom. What does that mean, right? What does that mean in a nutshell?
Well, it means simpler, easier, and more powerful.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, ultimately, we want all the same features that everyone needs
Sure.
as a baseline, and
Sure.
we want a few cool things that Zoom doesn't have.
Okay.
And we're pretty close to that now. Now, please keep in mind, everyone, that I said that's the order in which we want to go. We're not there yet. Okay, I'm not saying we're there yet. I'm not trying to overpromise. I'm saying that's our goal as a company is to first be better Zoom than Zoom, and we're working on that right now. And
Okay.
then after we achieve that, then we go after StreamYard and webinar tools and so on.
Okay, that's fair. I just wanted to know, and I think a lot of other people know. Now, I'll give you, I guess, a couple of minutes to explain to me and the audience, right? What, why should we trust you in trying to deliver on what you're delivering? And I want you to share with them what you share with me about, YouTube and all that other stuff or whatever.
Yeah.
How your history precedes you. So I'm gonna give you
No, that's
that moment.
yeah, that's a totally fair question, because, famously within the AppSumo community, there have been other products in this space that they flashed for a little while and then they died, and, that's no good. And so why is my company gonna be able to survive and thrive where other companies have failed? Well, um, uh, I've been doing this since, 2003, on my own as an entrepreneur. And before that, I was a senior engineer at Microsoft and a product designer at Microsoft and so on. And so I've been there, done that. Um, and I just know how to do this. And one of the keys is for me to have the financial resources I need, and I do. We have 2 years of cash on hand at our current burn rate, and we're the number one product on AppSumo right now. Um, so like we know how to put together a product that sells, and I'm funding a marketing agency that I love that is preparing our paid ad campaign so we can scale the business up that way. And I have relationships with it's just incredible people with millions and millions of people on their lists and so on. And so, after the marketing campaign allows us to optimize the sales funnels, then we open up the affiliate channel aggressively, and then whoosh. And so, like, we know how to do this. We know how to get customers. I've had over 150,000 customers in my career as an entrepreneur, and I've had over 30,000 affiliates. So,
Rick,
we're going to be around because we know how to do it.
you're supposed to been telling them you were YouTube before YouTube. Did you left that part out or no?
Yeah. One of my products back in 2003 was audio hosting and then video hosting, and that was 2 years before YouTube. So I have a history of innovating, and I made tens of millions on that product. So I have a history of innovating ahead of the market, uh, and yet also being worthwhile. Like, it's not just innovation for innovation's sake. I know, me personally, I live and breathe the life of a small business entrepreneur. That's just my home. And so I'm not going to go after the enterprise customers. Zoom can have the enterprise customers. That's too much of a headache for me. I want to create a product for the small business owner. And because I know what a small business owner needs. And so I can innovate in that direction. And so that's our plan.
That's music to my ears. What do you guys think? You guys let me know in the chat. What do you liking so far about? Because Rick was YouTube before YouTube, right? If you start Googling him, you're gonna find out a lot about him. Rick is
When YouTube got famous, like
uh
back in the day, there was a magazine called Newsweek that was pretty
yes,
important. It's not
yes.
important anymore, but back in the day, being on the cover of Newsweek was a cool thing. So on the week that YouTube was on the cover of Newsweek, and they were bragging about 100,000 downloads a week or a day or whatever the number was, I looked up my own stats, and I was like 10% of that. So I'm thinking, hey, YouTube's getting all this fame, and I'm not beating them, but I'm in the neighborhood. And they're doing it all for free. I'm profitable. I'm making millions. I should be on the cover of Newsweek. And then, but the next week they were double in presence, and then the next week after that they were double, and then they were double and double and double, and then they just ran away with it, of course. But
Wow.
the point is, I was in there playing the game, and I was so I like I said, I've been there, done that.
No, I appreciate that. I appreciate that piece of history that you shared. And when I heard that, I was like, wait, what? Started looking it up, researching it, and yeah, it was
Yeah.
like what you told me was you couldn't get a video on your like unless they went through Rick Raditz. You could not get it. So anyway, I mean that's some
Yeah.
history, piece of history. Appreciate you sharing that with us. Now, so what we're gonna do is I'm gonna take one quick question, and then what I want to do is I want to allow you to kind of share screen. I want to ask this question, and you guys can start putting your questions in. That's fine. But what Adrian is saying, Adrian asked a question. She says, um, she wants to know, she says, is there a benefit? She says, is there a benefit to owning higher levels of storage if you don't plan to save any video replays? Right. So why should she go for the higher tiers? It's like, hey, what are the other benefits of that? Right offhand.
Sure. Yeah. In terms of the AppSumo deal, and that's the best deal we're ever going to offer. I mean, this is part of our launch strategy is to do AppSumo first,
Right.
get a little cash in, get in the marketplace more aggressively, get a lot of feedback, and we're getting some great feedback on what we're doing well, what we need to improve on,
Right.
and then fund the paid advertising campaign and scale it up, and then release the affiliate systems when we have our pages optimized. So it's all part of the plan. And so right now, the AppSumo deal is the best deal we will ever offer. And the question is, what is the right tier? Well, I think as you mentioned in the video that you did, you want to at least be on tier two because then you're getting the webinar classroom and
Yeah.
you're getting three of them for a
Yeah.
one-time payment, and we're providing service forever. Um,
Crazy.
but the higher tiers, tiers two, three, four, and five, each have different amounts of rooms that you get. And now, why do you want more rooms? Well, you want one room probably for every employee, every partner, every contractor, every friend, every family member, extended family member. You want each of these individuals in your life to have their own meeting room because they're going to need it, and they're going to want to schedule meetings on their own schedule, not worry about some shared room. So that's the advantage of the higher tiers. And so dip your toe in the water, get one tier, and then decide the right tier for you before the
So
deal's over.
so at a
Um,
minimum, I can't I don't have it in front of me. I'm gonna pull it up here, but I think I said what minimum tier two, I think is what I said.
you said minimum tier two, and that's the sweet spot in terms of like that's the no brainer in my mind is tier two. But get whatever tier is appropriate to you. But to answer that woman's question, it was Adrian. Well, Adrian could be a
Adrian.
man's name or a woman's
No,
name. So
it's a female, Adrian. She's the
okay,
one that
yeah,
says she likes because I keep it 100
got it. Okay,
with all my
yeah.
subscribers.
So to respond to Adrian's question, in terms of the storage, right now, actually, we aren't charging for over extra storage, so it's all free. But when we do start charging, it'll be a reasonable rate. We're not like some of our competitors. They, as far as I can tell, they make a lot of their money from storage fees because they know they got you, and they
Right, right,
charge
right.
these enormous fees. And that's just not our philosophy. We want lots of customers, and we'll make it scale up that way.
Okay. Yeah, no, so that hopefully that answered the question. I have another question here. Because what I want you to do is when you share a screen, I want you to share, I think you have two or three Easter eggs, and I think I can remember two or three of them,
Sure.
but most people kind of know how a platform like yours is supposed to work, but they don't know about these Easter eggs. And I want you to be able to share those. So that's all I really want you to show when we bring the screen up. But
Sure.
question here is Preco Camp. He says, hey, is this service browser based or standalone app or both? That's a good question.
Well, it's kind of
Um,
both because if you're connecting via a Windows machine, laptop or desktop, or a Mac, laptop or desktop, then it's browser based. Okay. And then if you're connecting on a mobile device like a phone or iPad or tablet, then we do have mobile apps for the best experience, and that's required. So mobile has apps, but it's just 2 clicks to install, and then laptop, desktop, Windows or Mac is all browser based.
Yeah, I don't think I knew that. Hey, make sure you guys give us a thumbs up. Make sure we got the juice here because I'm going to show you guys some Easter eggs that nobody even knows they even have. I'm like, wait, I was like, Rick, people don't even know you guys have that. So we're gonna talk about that. But
Sure.
so you guys know they do have a phone app and or a tablet app if a person's going to be um, connecting from there, and then they have the browser base. Okay, so that makes sense. All right. So I
Yeah.
didn't know that, but that's good. I like that. I don't think I knew that. That to me, right? And this is just me. And you let me know in the chat if you agree. This is for him to say that says, hey, for the best mobile experience, we created a mobile app. For the best tablet experience, you get the app. To me, that says a lot. What that is saying is you've thought about it and you want people to have the best experience. And there's some companies that I've come here in the past, they haven't thought about it. You log in, you're like, wait, what is this? Right? It's all over the place and can't find the menu and all that. So I'll give you that just going into that. Do you have any comment on that, Rick? Do you have any comment on that?
Well, I will say that if that's where we are now. Where do we want to be in the future? Well, in the future, we want to give people a choice.
Right.
So, like if you're doing a meeting, you definitely want your mobile people in an app. To my mind, there's no question. You want your mobile people interacting on the app. In a webinar scenario, the app on the mobile experience is actually less important because they're just watching.
Right.
Okay. So you want your host on the app, and then the guest can be whatever's easiest, which is typically a web-based experience.
Okay.
So I just want to put it out there that I do intend to release a mobile web-based option. And the first option will be for the webinar attendees because they're just watching. That's the easiest thing to do. And in a webinar scenario, you're trying to maximize the number of attendees to maximize sales or whatever you're trying to promote.
Mm-hmm.
And so that all aligns. So I'm not trying to say that I have the right answer and it's what we have right now because I'm Rick Raditz. I'm acknowledging that we still have work to do to flesh out our offering. But right now, what we have is browser based for Windows and Mac, and app based for iOS and Android.
Okay. Okay. All right. So get a couple more questions here. Oh, here's a question here from Freddie. Freddie's like, would you be able to download the replays? I think you can. So
Of
that
course.
question is yes, you can download the replays.
Yeah,
Yeah,
of course, yes.
that's an easy
We
one.
don't own your content; you own your content. So, every recording you make, you can download the MP3 or the MP4, the audio or the video and audio,
Mhm.
and then you can also check a box that enables it for replay. And so we'll host the replay for you. And on the replay page, you can choose to enable the download link for the MP3 or MP4 as well, if you want to give that to your viewers.
Okay. I had another question here. Can each room have their own link so they can be used as without having to schedule a meeting?
It's That's the whole point of different rooms and the different AppSumo tiers.
So that goes back
Each
to Adrian's question.
Yeah,
Does
yeah.
it, if you
Well,
want multiple
Adrian,
rooms, standalone
yeah,
rooms, right, or standing meeting rooms,
yeah.
right? Okay.
Well, Adrian was asking more about the storage because the storage goes up with the higher tiers too. But yes, in uh, the main reason to have more than one room is because you have more than one person that you want to be doing meetings at the same time.
Right.
Now, and as this person asks, each meeting room in these bundles in these tiers has its own URL that you pick. You pick your room name, and so your URL would be meetn.com/your room name.
Right.
And so you have your own room name, and each meeting room has its own settings. So its own branding, its own background image, its own custom toolbar button, its own exit
Mm,
page that
mm,
you pick. And so each person can customize their room their way. Now, as the owner of the account, you have, full control over all of the rooms under your account, and you can manage them all at once in the section in our main menu where you can add, remove, or manage rooms. So you can still manage all the rooms yourself, or you can assign hosts and admins to each room, and you can have as many hosts and as many admins in each room, and
mm.
they can all be on, in the meeting at the same time. There's no limit that way. Uh,
So really,
and
if
yes,
you have your own team or you work with vendors, or that's really going to tell you, ideally, that should tell you how many tiers you're going to need. Or
yeah,
what I've done in the past is this is a tool that I can actually use for multiple people. So, I'm able to do that, and I'm able to think ahead. And I was like, you know what, maybe I need to get an additional tier because the way I want to deploy this or the way I want to use this, I'm probably going to use this in the future. I'm going to use this way. So I'll try to think ahead sometimes,
yeah.
and then I will pick up an additional tier just for myself, just to feel good about what it is that I want to do. So I have seen
It's
that
also
before
nice
as
to
well.
have a few extra rooms for different branding needs, because your room name is part of the URL. So that's part of your brand. So it's nice to have a different room for different marketing campaigns or products that you're promoting, or just different situations. And some people like to keep an extra room as kind of a floater room. They'll rename it each time for whatever new event that they're doing. Oops,
Okay,
I
all
can't
right.
hear you, Jenny.
No, yeah, I had to put it on
Oh,
mute. My wife, even though I
oh,
told her I was going to be live, she's yelling my name. I'm like, why are you yelling my name when I'm live? Right?
I,
Everybody
I, I
respects the
have some
household, huh?
I have some stories about that when I was on terrestrial radio.
Oh yeah,
My mother-in-law calling.
we don't want to get into that, right? It's like, I did tell you I was gonna be live, right? They're like, you told me,
Yeah,
but I'm like, okay. All right. So wanna let's do one other quick question.
sure.
When you download it, is it clear and not looking terrible? I think that's so. Let me get us two questions. So one of his questions was, boss, you've been asking a lot of questions, man. Are you a subscriber to the channel? Are you I mean, am I moving your questions to the top? I need to go back and look because he's asked a lot of questions. Shows up, so I do really appreciate that. But boss upgrade, I want this for streaming in the future. Will this be a thing? It's already streaming. Where you been,
Yeah,
man? You
we do have a streaming feature. We can stream to 5 different destinations at one time.
Hmm.
That is 5 times better than Zoom. Zoom only does one destination. It's
I don't hold
not
on, hold
as
on.
good
Let's
as.
park there. Let's
Yeah,
park there really quick. I don't think
okay.
a lot of people know that. Right? They're like, "Oh, I got Zoom." Like, yeah, but you can only stream to one location at a
Yeah,
time, one destination at a time. You're saying, get this, he could stream to 5 destinations at the same time. I just wanted to make
yeah,
sure that people heard that.
yeah,
I,
yeah,
for a lifetime deal. Okay, all right. I
yeah.
digress. Go ahead. I'm sorry I cut you off. I don't think
Yeah,
people are
no.
getting that when you say
Well,
that.
well, and just to be accurate, because I don't want to oversell it, that's better than
Don't
Zoom, but
oversell. Don't.
it's not as good as StreamYard. So again, we're not trying to beat StreamYard yet. That's our long-term plan. But so don't buy it just for the streaming. Buy it because you want to do meetings, and then know that you
Mm.
have the extra capacity, and we are moving in that direction.
So I want to stop you right there, Rick. And
Okay.
I want the comments to justify what you just said. He was very fair and honest in what he said. He didn't come here and say, "Oh yeah, 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 it's the greatest thing since sliced bread." And I got to tell you, we have a lot of founders that come on. Sometimes they will fabricate a little bit. You're like, "Hey, listen, we're not as good as StreamYard yet, but we're trying to get our way there." And for him to come on and say, "Hey, we're not that good yet, but we're working on getting there." There's a couple things that I want you guys to see when we do the Easter eggs here. We're going to move into that really quick. So yes, you can stream. And then he asked, when you download it, is it clear and not looking terrible? So that was a question That was another question that came up.
Well, there's always the possibility of network problems and packet loss that can screw you up in the moment. But
Sure.
aside that, the quality should be great. And because we're focusing on live meetings, each individual webcam feed is 720p, but the recording of the composite screen is 1080p, and that's also what's streamed, if that makes sense. And also
Let's
screen
explain.
captures at 1080p.
Let's break that down a little bit because I don't want. I mean, we have some non-techie people, but and then
Yeah,
we need to know what that's in comparison to. If we look at a Zoom or somebody else,
yeah.
are they doing the same capacity or whatever? We can kind of just put that in some bite-sized pieces here for us.
Yeah. Okay. So in the live meeting space, 720p is the state of the art because you want it to work on all devices and all network conditions. And it's not latency or bandwidth that really kills meetings, it's packet loss. Okay. Packet loss on cellular networks or packet loss on Wi Fi are the two biggest killers. And so uh, the video feeds are at 720p, and for the non-techies out there, that's like the lowest quality HD. So it is HD, but it's entry level HD, and it's perfectly fine for meetings. Now, uh, let's say there's 5 people in the meeting that you're recording. You know, each video is 720p. Okay, each video is minimum HD, but the composite of all those video feeds is being recorded, and that's being recorded at 1080p. And so we're maximizing the quality that we have available. And when you do screen capture, the screen capture is at 1080p. So we're trying to optimize the quality within the available space there, and and so that's the quality of both the stream out to YouTube or Facebook and etc. And it's the quality of the recordings.
Nice. All right, I'm gonna have you come in. I'm gonna save a couple more of it as we leave out. As we leave out, I want to pick up a couple of those questions. But what I want you to do is I want you to kind of share screen and show us a couple of the Easter eggs a lot of people don't even know about. I know one for sure, actually two
Okay.
that I
All right.
really love. But let's take a look at it. And most of the people who here has it already. I think a couple of people said they're glad they got it. BossHUB said he's glad he got it. A couple of people already have it already. I know Mark has it. Mark is having some technical problems. I don't know. He can't join us. He was going to share with us because he's already deployed it and he's already in this scenario. And I wanted him to share. Oh, wait, is that him? Oh no,
No,
that's you sharing.
I'm trying to get my screen here.
I was
There we
like,
go.
oh, is that? I said, did he show up? That would have been crazy to me. So let me know when you're ready to. Let me know when you're ready to use. Who here has it? Gregory has it. BossHUB has it. A couple people have it already, but I don't think they know some of these little these little Easter eggs as we call them. So make sure you guys give
Sure.
me a thumbs up. Give you guys. I always kind of bring you the juice with all these founders and stuff. So make sure you give a thumbs up to the show. So let's go ahead. I'm gonna share. I'm gonna add that to the stream, and I'm gonna put us both over here on the side and I want
Alrighty.
you to share with the peeps what you got. So this is Meetn,
This is a
and
meeting. Yeah.
here's a person here is looking like he's really thinking. A lot of thought is going into trying to be
Well,
uh
yeah,
compete with Zoom and to
that's
compete with.
me. Yeah, that's actually a still picture of me. But um, so across the top here, you'll see the meeting toolbar.
Yeah,
And in some respects, it looks like any other meeting software toolbar. But notice that it's grouped into 3 different sections, each having, 3, 4, or 5 icons, not more. Okay. Sometimes you get like this whole wall of icons on the toolbar, and your mind can't organize it, it can't separate it. And so I have something called the rule of 5, where we never have more than 5 things together. Sometimes we violate that rule, but we don't want to. We want to try to keep things simple and grouped. So over here we have the main menu, and notice that the main menu is organized into little groups of 4 and 5. So we have what everyone can do here. We have what hosts can do here. We have what admins can do here. And then we have what the owner can do there. So you can see how we're using this rule of 5 to help keep the interface very simple, very easy, and you can learn what you have access to and what you don't by the organization of the menu. And so over here on the left, you have the main menu. You can start or stop recording, and you can start or stop streaming. Okay, so very simple. In the middle is what everyone can do. They can turn on or off their mic, their camera, their speaker. They can raise or lower their hand, and they can change their views. And over here on the right, you can share your screen. You can see who's in the room, the attendees. You can start a breakout session if you're a host or above. You have the chat, and then you have what we call widgets. Widgets are where you can preload your slides, your videos, and create pop-ups and so on, and then play them with just one click. Now, when Jenny is talking about some of the Easter eggs, I mean, some of them are big and some of them are small, but just a little one. Like here, if I pull up chat, so I can type in hello there, and I can send my chat message. Okay, that's pretty obvious. But just like StreamYard can do this and Zoom can't, I can mouse over this message as a host, and then I can feature it. And when I feature it, it pops up down here in a little pop-up, so that an overlay, if you will, so that that's the question that we can focus on. And Jenny is doing the same thing with the OneStream product, but here we can do that with Meetn too, and then I can unfeature that. So that's one of the little Easter eggs people don't know about. Over here in attendees, I want to make sure that people, especially people doing bigger meetings and like webinar kind of meetings, I want you to know about the muted attendees show or hide feature. Okay. If you hide the muted attendees, then we work like StreamYard, where you can bring people on stage by unmuting them, and you can take them off stage by muting them. It's very natural. And so like Zoom has the spotlight and the pin, and frankly that kind of confuses me, but this I understand. I can mute people or unmute people, and the unmuted people are on stage, the muted people are off stage. So that's how Meetn works for larger events, where you might have a lot of people in the room, but you want to focus everyone on just the 2 or 3 people giving the show. Let's see. The other thing is, if you have an account, you want to check out webinar settings. This is where we violate the rule of 5. Oops, I hit the wrong button. Menu. If we go to, wait, what am I doing here? Zoom. There we go. Okay, the Zoom, or not Zoom. Chrome popped up its menu on top of my full screen here. So if I click on the main menu, and I want to show you webinar settings. So here we have a list of webinar settings. If you have an account, you want to go in here and figure out which ones you want on or off. Okay, these are all the different ways you customize your meeting for big meetings or small meetings. So be sure to check that out. And then down here in room settings, there's actually a bunch of cool stuff in here. So you can pick your room name here. You can pick your default language, and this is used for live captions and translation. And then you can choose to show people's names or not. This is an important feature. You can show the active speaker in a small window during your presentations, so that people can still see you while you're sharing your screen. And people. People have been saying that they want to use their branded colors instead of our branded colors. So Meetn is green, but the active speaker highlight color, you can now change it. And we actually released this feature, I think a day or 2 ago, and we did it in response to the AppSumo comments, because everyone wanted their own colors, and the main presence of color was the little border around the active speaker. And so now you can change that because of the AppSumo feedback. Okay, so we are pretty responsive, at least when we can be. You can change your room welcome message, of course. But here's a feature most companies don't offer. You can have your own custom exit page. You see, with every other competitor I'm aware of, when people leave the meeting, the competitor is showing their own page because they want more customers. And well, we want more customers too, but we figure we want to help you. So we let you pick the exit page. It can be your home page, it can be a sales page, it can be a registration form, it can be an educational video, it can be whatever you want it to be. It's your exit page. And we also give you a custom toolbar button you can put on the toolbar, so it's always there. And that's off the video stage, not part of the recording, but it is there for everyone attending live. This is where you can customize your room background. Let's skip ahead a little bit here. We have a room disclaimer feature. If you enable the room disclaimer, you can pop up a little legal message that says, you know, the FDA has not approved these claims or whatever. And you can require everyone attending to accept this disclaimer, agree to this disclaimer before they enter the room. That's very important for some businesses. And I love this feature. Ring someone when a guest enters the empty room or tries to. Okay, so if you're not in your room and you have a meeting scheduled, but you didn't show up, but your guest shows up, they get a little button that says, would you like to ring the host? And so if they ring you, then you're not going to miss your meeting. And they can ring you or text you, depending on if you're logged into the app or not. So those are some special features in room settings that I think everyone wants to know. Now, was there another Easter egg that you were thinking of, Jenny? Jenny, you still there? Did
Yeah.
I mute my
Hold on.
speakers? Oh, wait, I can hear you now.
Can you hear me?
Yes,
I can hear you.
I'm back.
you are.
Can you hear me, Rick?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah, it's
Okay.
it's something. I turned my head. My mic came off. I'm not even using my regular machine today. I had to. That's another story. So I added Mark to the. Those were the Easter eggs that I was wondering. So what I want Mark to do, and you may know Mark. I don't know if you've met Mark or if you've had.
We have met.
Yeah.
We absolutely
Oh, hey,
have.
hey, Mark.
How you doing?
Yeah, I want Mark to kind of share his experience because we've used Meet Hour. To me, there's a tool that was on AppSumo LTD tool, Meet Hour as the closest because they did the streaming, they did the webinar, most of your features are the same. And I think Mark has both tools like myself.
Yeah.
And I think Mark, we're not here to beat up Meet Hour, but what we want to do is talk about the particular experience between using Meetn as a new platform that he's going to start using that moving forward. I wanted Mark to kind of share what he does. Mark, you can kind of tell people what you do and
Yeah, absolutely. So for those of you who don't know me, my name is Mark Rodriguez. My company is Auto Client Care. I'm in the automotive space. I train automotive professionals on how to deliver world-class service over the phone. And the reason for that is, we're judged not just by what we say, but how we say it. And so, in terms of communication, you as a trainer, as a product, as a content creator, the last thing you want to do is make life difficult for yourself or for the folks that you're trying to reach out to. I've used a lot of tools, and to Jenny's point, we both invested in this tool called Sessions, and it was sad because it had everything that you would want in a tool. Didn't have Streamyard, the elements of Streamyard going live. But I will tell you, I saw this tool and I met Rick a while back. I know of Rick he's a pioneer in the internet age in terms. He's like one of the first guys to help folks answer that question. Hey, how can I deliver audio to the masses? And I forget the name of the company, Rick. But I bought that tool. It was teleconferencing. It was we're able to you had the embedding of MP3 files. It was amazing, really, really amazing. But but we're going. This is way before we had all the advancements that we have today. To keep this real tight and wrap it up, I will tell you my experience. What I love about this tool is that there's no download needed. It's quick, it's easy, it's simple. You have the option for Cold Crush, rest in peace sessions. Come on, man. This is what you're doing right now, Cold Crush, really? But with other tools, you didn't have the opportunity to have your audience phone in. So that's a really, really great, it's a great option. One-click meetings. You know, I have a room. Life is so simple. There's no fuss, no muss, no fluff, no filler. You got your URL. It's branded to whatever you want to call it, and it's always there. It doesn't have to change unless you want it to. Imagine that. You know, you just, you know, it's not all this complicated meeting, just gibberish.
So talk about Mark. Talk about the experience and the changing of how you've deployed it in your business as we kind of wrap up here.
One of the things, Jenny. No, absolutely, Jenny. Absolutely, I got you.
Okay.
So as a trainer, you know, I want to have my tools readily available. I want to be able to have my PDFs, my links. I want to be able to have my PowerPoint presentations ready. And I will tell you that using Meeting, what's really great about the tool is you can bring in your PowerPoint as slides. And it's just a very high definition. Put it this way, it's a great experience for the client, for your reps. The other thing was to piggyback on what Rick was talking about in terms of the exit. You know, I like, as a trainer, as an educator, as a teacher, I like to get feedback. So when the person ends the meeting, they'll get linked up to a testimonial to share their thoughts about, you know, how the training went. That's vital. That's critical. That's an amazing tool. Just make it really easy for people to leave you testimonials. It's just it has a very simple user interface. It's friendly. You know who's talking. It lights up. It's just a real play. And then he didn't even get into the buttons that you can create, that you can send customers to. You can create widgets. You can have, as a trainer, as a teacher, I could have my entire lesson plan laid out. And as I'm going, I don't have to look for anything. It is always there 24/7 when I'm ready to use it for multiple sessions. So that's my story. I'm sticking to it.
So I appreciate that, Mark, sharing that. And as we kind of wrap up here, Rick, what I just got an idea that I wasn't even thinking about. I think Mark kind of brought it up, is what I appreciate about the tool is, let's say if you have multiple rooms, let's say let's use 4 numbers. Let's say you have 4 rooms, right?
Okay.
And you have 4 offers, right? Say I'm offering somebody peanut butter and jelly in this room. I'm offering them steak in this room. I'm offering them. Each room can already have your widgets loaded for peanut butter and jelly. I'm offering here, steak I'm offering here. I have my offer to come up. I want you to show that really quick, Rick, where I can make my offer come up. I think I still have you on the screen. Meeting has basically exceeded my expectations. I wanted to bring you on, wanted to let people know that. I think most of the people that follow me, they know once I get behind a tool and I'm really passionate about it, I'm singing the praises of it a lot. But did you have something, Mark, before he shows that?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I'm just going to say to everyone who is watching now or watching on the replay, if you're watching this on the replay and you're able to get this tool before it goes away, once it goes, I'm telling you, you're going to kick yourself for not getting it, because I was a retail consumer. I was paying upwards of $50 a month. And let me tell you, for the price you're getting at AppSumo, I called up the guy who told me about it, and he couldn't believe that this was on AppSumo. So, and I didn't get a tier 1, tier 2. I went pretty high on the tiers. I know the value. Here's the other thing. Don't you dare buy this tool if you're not using Jenny Jones' link.
Whoa, hey.
Oh,
There you go.
Oh, wait, where'd that come from?
Well, you better put that link in the description, brother.
Yeah, no, it'll be in there. No, I appreciate it. And it's really the support of the channel. People's like, oh, Jenny, we're making you rich. First of all, and Rick knows this, by the time you get your money or anything from AppSumo, it's been stepped on, baby. By the time you get it. But it's not that. He's trying to deliver something. I'm trying to grow a channel to be able to bring value to you guys. And when you use the link, you're really supporting the channel for me to continue to go behind the scenes and work with the CEOs and stuff like that. So I want to get Rick out of here on. Rick's going to show us one other thing here. Let's see here. What we got?
Tell me when
there,
you have
Rick?
the screen up. Okay, do you have the screen up now?
Yeah, you can see it now. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Great. Well, I wanted to show you the widgets because Mark was talking about this. So here I have my widgets open, and
so give me
first
use cases. Give me when you say that widgets. Okay.
This is where you preload your slides, you preload your videos, you create your pop-ups, so that at meeting time you can just flow right into your sales pitch, and you don't have to wait and fumble around sharing your screen, all that kind of stuff. So here I have different folders. So I'll just click on one folder. And if I want to play a video, I can mouse over here and I just click and the video plays. Okay. And then after it plays, it goes away. And look, you can't do that on Zoom.
No.
I mean, and you can upload an hour-long video. So you can have your pre-done webinars and you can still be there live handling chat. So you just click add widget.
Wait. Let's park there. And I do not want to forget this. Now, so from somebody told me you were going to have an evergreen coming, but until then, this is a poor man's evergreen, is what I'm saying.
Yeah. Evergreen's coming, fully evergreen's coming in about 3-4 months. But right now you can preload an hour-long video or a 90-minute video, and then just play it, and then you can monitor chat while it's playing.
So how that would work? I'm sorry. Go ahead. Did you want? I just wanted.
Well, I was going to say, so a one-man shop, can do what they need to do and handle customers at the same time.
Rick, I gotta tell you, and I'm not even making this up. I'm straight 100% 100 here. I've always wanted a tool to allow me to do. Now we've seen other tools. I can't remember the name of them, but you do the evergreens and I've always wanted a tool that gave me the option or the hybrid to say, hey, play this recorded video, and then I just go in, I'm monitoring the chat, or I come across as being part of Jenny's team, right? And I'm answering the questions, but Jenny's giving a presentation, but that's a pre-recorded presentation, and I'm answering the questions and saying, I haven't seen that. Rick, you're killing me here, man. Now I got to go back and max stack this thing. I wasn't going to max stack it. I got a couple of, I think I got about 3 tiers, but I might have to go back because I'm getting more and more impressed the more I hear it. So go ahead and finish with the widgets. I'm sorry I cut you off. Go ahead.
So you can add a button bar, which is a row of buttons. You can add a call to action pop up, which is a button with a headline, a subheadline, and an image. You can pop up a whole web page with a web page popper. You have a timer, count up or count down. This is where you can upload videos and audios and slides. If you upload a PDF, let's say you save your PowerPoint presentation as a PDF, you can upload the PDF and it'll convert it to images for you. So then you can just go next through all the slides. We also have a presenter note and the ability to hide the current pop-up so that you can kind of program. You see, you can actually drag and drop these items around. And then so you can customize the order of these things, and then you just click next to go through your presentation.
Wow.
And so if you're going to display a slide, you just click there and the slide appears. If you want to play the video, you click and the video plays. And it's so fast. It's so simple.
It is.
You're not slowing down to share your screen, fumble around your desktop, and then continue on. You're just clicking and going. So that's kind of our claim to fame here, the ease of use with the widgets. You can also share these widgets with other people on your team. so that you have one master copy of the presentation, and then everyone on your team has the same presentation.
Nice. Did you have something, Mark, as we kind of
Yeah,
wrap
I
it?
did. I don't want you guys, the viewers, to miss what he just said about the ability to take a PowerPoint presentation, regardless of how many slides you have, but as a presenter, you are able to, because everything in the content creation presentation space is all about customer engagement. I don't know about you, anyone in the audience who sat through a 3 or 2 hour PowerPoint, it can be anything but engaging. But let me tell you, with this tool, when it goes ahead and creates these PDF images of your presentation, you've got the ability to just click on the word hide, and now you are full screen, and you see your gallery view, and you can go right back to where you left off. In Zoom and every other presentation tool, if you're using PowerPoint as a screen share, you literally have to get out of the presentation, get back into it. With this, you don't skip a beat. It's all about customer engagement. And listen, time kills deals, right? This is going to keep you focused, on point, and raring to go.
Right. Oh, thank you guys. That's why. So I learned from my guy Code Crush Media, right? He says, Jenny, man,
Code Crush did not pay me to say this. I just want you to know that.
Yeah.
We got history, Rick. Me, Code Crush, Mark. We all hung out in New York a couple of weeks ago. But no, he told me, because Code Crush has been cheating on me, so I feel a little bit bad. He says, Jenny, I was on this other station, and I was on this other live, and they brought on guests who are actual users and all that. I says, I like that idea. Thank you, Code Crush, but you were cheating on me behind my back. No, I'm just kidding. No, I really like that idea. So I wanted to bring Mark on, because Mark has really been hey, dude, Meetin's another level.
Jenny's gonna get mad at me because when Jenny first saw Meetin, he's like, I don't know. It's another. I went, no.
Wait, now you're gonna bust me out.
I go, you don't understand. You don't know what Meetin is.
So you're gonna bust me out in front of
until you get in there, and then
you're gonna bust me out. You're gonna bust me out in front of Rick.
We actually did a live, and we dug into it, and it was mind blowing.
All right, so let me get a couple more of these questions.
Next?
Huh?
What was that?
Can I tell you guys what's coming next?
Yes.
Oh,
please.
yeah.
Okay, I just got the proof of concept demo from my developers yesterday of our new makeup and beauty filter. And it is state of the art. It is way better than the competition, and lightning fast. It'll work on all the machines, and we'll do it first on web and then on mobile, so it'll be everywhere. And so it'll be maximum quality background replacement, but also wrinkle smoothing, teeth whitening.
But that's going to be amazing for Jenny Jones. Let me tell you, he's going to benefit from that. Like, you have no idea. It's amazing.
So listen, can I be a beta on that, Rick? I want to be a beta on that, man.
Okay, yeah, we can get you the hot red lipstick and the blush. You can really go styling.
Hey. All right, so let me get a couple more questions here. Let me go to my community people first, because those are my peeps. Who else here? A couple more as we get out of here.
And the roadmap is the roadmap blew me away, because I was a retail subscriber to Streamyard. Once they changed their plans, I was like, you know what? I didn't use it enough. And the fact that he's going to be incorporating a good amount of these elements of Streamyard type elements, this is going to be a tool that's not going to be a Zoom killer. It'll be a Streamyard killer. It's going to make Jenny Jones look good. How do you go wrong, man? How do you go wrong?
Yeah.
Wait,
Jenny Jones needs some help.
All right. So someone asked, can I buy more rooms after maxing out? So say they max it out now. Can they come back later and buy more rooms from you?
Well, you can buy more than one package on AppSumo, right? You're not limited to just buying one package. Yeah. Is that correct?
Yeah, you can. I mean, you can.
Yeah. So, so tier 5 includes 25 webinar level meeting rooms.
That's
That's
crazy.
a lot.
That's a lot.
Yeah, so if you need 50, buy 2 tier 5s. But I'm telling you, we're not going to extend some companies extend their AppSumo time, and I appreciate the AppSumo opportunity, and it's been great for us, and it will be great for us. But we're going to stop on my contracted stop date for AppSumo, and then this offer goes away because we'll be selling it at full price with our online advertising. So if you're inclined, get it now because it is going to go away.
So here's a question here. Could you do a 3 breakout room timer and rotate the attendees to different rooms with the timers? So if we had 3, if I'm assuming that they're saying it is, all 3 of us broke out into our own room and we have one universal timer, and at the end of 20 minutes we all rotate to another room.
That's really interesting. Now, technically, that's trivial for us to do, but that's not on our list right now.
Okay.
So you could do that manually. You could break out everyone, and then in 3 minutes or whatever the right time is, you can end the breakout session and then start a new breakout session. But honestly, there would be right now we have 2 breakout modes for our breakout rooms. We have manual and automatic. Manual is where you drag and drop everybody, and automatic is where everyone's randomly broken up into different rooms.
Okay.
And for that particular scenario, you'd want a named breakout room feature, which is on the roadmap, and so that's coming real soon.
Okay.
And that's where people could come out of a breakout room and then pick the next one and go into that one.
Nice. So Trevor, this from what it sounds like Rick said if you wanted to buy 2 deals or whatever, you can do that only if you use my link. So if you wanted to do that, you can possibly do that. I think rotating rooms is hot. I'm trying to see if there's any other questions. It's obvious that Raytalia Radiance Salon and Beauty Spa says yes, the makeup and beauty filters. She's obviously gonna check that box off, right? Because that's what she does.
My
right?
wife is gonna love that too. Yeah, she couldn't believe it when she saw it.
Yeah, so this is one of the last questions. That's so funny. She would say that. She's like, "Oh, we need to have that." So, any AI features coming, or do you have anything on the roadmap?
The AI features are definitely coming. We should have done them a year ago, but we're gonna do them now. So yeah, so we're gonna have full AI note taking and summaries and action items and so on built in. We already do have AI based captions and translations, and so that's state of the art.
So, where we're looking at
And
as far as the AI, I mean, we're in what, April now, mid-April. Are we looking at towards summer or in summer or
AI is probably at the
next
3-month
quarter?
mark. Yeah. So April, May, June. So it's in the June, beginning of July.
Okay, it's around there.
Now,
Okay,
it's software, so you never know. It'll be launched when it's ready. But the AI features are not hard because you're just calling an API and then getting the results back. So that should not be a mysterious, long taking thing. Can I share with you an AI feature that I'm thinking of that I don't see anywhere else that I think would be really cool?
Now you might not want to give up. Don't give up any intellectual stuff. I know you're getting excited here because my community can get you kind of excited, even though some of them forget to use my link when they're going to purchase stuff. Even though they do that, right? And this is the reason why I tell them to use a link because I can get founders on here to give us this insider information. But do share if you want to.
Thank you. I get excited and I overshare maybe. So I'm going to hold this back, but I will tell you there's a super cool AI feature that I'm going to launch probably towards the end of 2025. But it's going to be cool. No one else is thinking of it.
All right, so I just saved you, man, because as soon as you put it out there, man, Rick,
you're right. You're right.
You can thank me later. I'm telling you, and we'll probably talk offline. You can tell me, and there's no biggie deal with that. So we have one. Okay, so it's my girl Joyful Stamping in Canada, right? Right? I think that's how they do. Oh, will that be available in all tiers, or if it's tier 2 minimum? for the things you have on the roadmap? I think the beauty.
Right
Joyful,
now,
are you looking for the beauty filters? You're looking for that?
the beauty filter will be available on all tiers.
Okay.
The first tier is the pro level room, like Meetn Pro, and tiers 2 through 5 are the webinar level rooms, like the Zoom webinar product or the webinar upgrade. So here's the basic formula. If something is related to having a public meeting or a sales meeting, then it's probably going to be in the webinar product and not the pro product. But if it's something that everybody just needs to do meetings, it's going to be in the pro product. So the beauty filter is definitely going to be in pro. The AI features are going to be in all levels. The super cool feature I'm talking about later on this year, that's probably, well, nope, I think that's going to be in the pro level too. So the difference isn't just whatever I can get away with. The difference is the character of the product.
Okay.
If it's sales related or public meeting related, it'll be part of the webinar level.
Nice. So let me end with this, right? And I'm gonna give you a couple of minutes to kind of. Somebody asked about any API, Zapier or Make or Pabbly, any of that stuff coming.
That is in the roadmap. We will definitely be doing that. That's pretty straightforward too.
Here's what I'm going to say, Rick, and I'm going to give you your flowers and here in front of everybody, right? I don't know. And here's what I'll say, and maybe let me know if I'm wrong, Mark. Mark's going to call me on it. Cold Crush is going to call me on it. Adrian's going to call me on it, and Radiance is going to call me. I don't know if I've ever seen, I'm trying to think if I've ever seen a founder come on here and say, I'm pro small business. I'm pro, I want the business person, if they can sell, this is the tool for you. If you can sell, you can cover your cost of this tool and some. I don't know if I've ever had a founder say, hey, I'm giving you all the things you need to sell. If you can't sell ketchup popsicles on the other side of the winter in the summer, then you can't use this tool. That was a lot, but I've never heard a founder just come on and say, hey, if you can sell, we're going to give you all the tools you need to sell and to close business.
Well, to be fair, there are some other webinar tools or meeting tools that kind of focus on the sales side. So I don't think we're unique in that way, but we have our own flavor, but I just want to share with people our mission, why we exist. We exist not just to help you do meetings, but again, to help you succeed in your meetings. And so again, it's all about simplicity and ease of use and power. And it's that combination. I will say that based on the feedback with AppSumo, I've initiated an effort to redesign our UI in terms of the graphical modernization of it. So we're going to take care of that. I already showed you one feature we added with the letting you choose the color of the frame that highlights the active speaker. And so we're going to be very responsive to our customers in terms of what they're asking for, because if they're asking for it, they probably need it, and so does everyone else. So that's what we're going to be focusing on.
Mark, take your question, and then I got one more question, and then we're going to get them out of here.
Real quick question. So when I do my meetings with salespeople, and I have my buttons that pop up, my widgets that pop up, how should I set up the recording so that the end user is able to also be able to see those resources that I've made available?
I probably should have mentioned that. That's one of our killer features, is that our recordings, or I should say our replays, are also interactive. So we will actually re-pop up your pop-up with the buttons and so on during the replay.
But do I need to make it interactive? Like, what is the mechanism to make sure that
you go into your meeting room and you find your recording, and you click enable replay, and then it's interactive. That's
because I saw a button for make interactive.
We had that in a very early on product. Maybe you watch an old training video.
Maybe
because it's like we do have to refresh our training videos. So it's possible you saw an old version of the product that had that UI, but we haven't had that for like a year or two.
Well, listen, I don't want to steal Jenny's thunder. I think the both of you guys were great, but I'll let Jenny do his thing. Go ahead, brother.
This guy. So now Cold Crush is on here. We never got the Easter eggs. I'm like, dude, where the heck you been, man?
Well, the Easter eggs were the Easter eggs were the little things that they aren't part of the top line sales thing, like the ability to feature a chat message. It's so simple. StreamYard has it, but Zoom doesn't. And so for a meeting tool, it kind of shows our philosophy of blending between, eventually being a superset of Zoom and StreamYard. Like StreamYard is horrible for meetings and great for events or streaming. And Zoom is great for meetings, but lousy at events. And so we're trying to be
That's
first
true.
be a better Zoom than Zoom, and then eventually also be a better StreamYard than StreamYard.
Well, Cold Crush will always miss the Easter eggs if he only focuses on the grass. I'm gonna leave that alone.
Okay.
This guy, man, I can't take you guys anywhere. All right, so listen, Rick, I'm going to put you in a single shot. I want you to give your closing argument for Meetn and what it's about. It may even be like, listen, if you don't get us today, or you why we're there, you may never get us at this price or something like that. I don't know, but that could be the case. So I'm going to give you the single shot as we close out.
All right. Well, thank you, Jenny, first of all, for this opportunity, and hi to everyone on Jenny's list and so on. One of the most common questions I get on the AppSumo question and answer board is, "Hey, I bought into the sessions thing, and then they went out of business. Why should I believe that you're not going to go out of business?" And so, just to answer that real quickly, I kind of mentioned this, but we're funded by investors. So it's not just me. This is a professional team here. I have a board of directors I report to, and we just got $3 million of investment in a couple months ago, and so we have 2 years of cash on hand. We have a 20-person developer team, and so we're poised to scale up and grow this business and get profitable and then get big. So we definitely plan to be here for the future. But as Jenny just mentioned, this AppSumo deal is a deal, and it's going to go away. We're not going to extend it. So pick the right level for you, and then we look forward to serving you for life.
Nice.
Love
So
that.
let me really quick. Are there any white label, any domain name thing, any of that coming, or are you going to give us? It's just a question I thought I'd ask.
Yeah, no, that's also a very common question. We don't do it currently because the mobile apps can't be white labeled easily. But
Oh,
as soon as we get a web-based mobile experience that's the right quality, then I can look at doing that. Absolutely.
that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair to even have that thought to even think about that. So, Rick, hey, really appreciate you joining. Mark, appreciate you hanging out with us. We're gonna try to do this more often. Again, before you guys leave, I do want you guys to know that next week is going to be crazy, right? We are going to have I'm doing my first ever giveaway of a tool next week. AppSumo reached out to me. I'm like, little old me. They're like, yeah, well, you got people that chime in a lot, like Joyful Stamping and Cold Crush and Mark and Radiance and all these other people. This is, you have a very active community. We want you to give something back to them. I was like, for free? They're like, for free. So I was like, okay. So that's happening Monday, 7 a.m. I'm gonna have the link. It's going to be available. If you're part of this channel, you're going to see it inside there, and you must be at least a tier hack pack 3 or above or below in my personal community to be able to even enter into that. So it's going to be a free tool. I've already got access to it. It's pretty freaking nice, but it's going to be part of my Easter egg $1 million hack pack. It's going to be juicy, I'm telling you. So again, thank you guys for showing up. You guys have been great. I love it when you guys show up for me. I really appreciate that. I love your love for the channel, and I love all my regulars that show up. You know who you are. I love you guys. You guys have been making this great. I want to thank Rick for joining us for Meetn. You guys need to get that. Use the link, support the channel, help keep the channel going. If you want to see this more often, really do appreciate it. Give us a thumbs up. You guys have been great. Take care. Thanks, Mark. All right. Goodbye for now.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.